Hi, Virgo. All right, welcome to this space. Hope you're doing good. All right, I feel like we're just gonna jump right in. Oh, that song by the Temptations. Dun dun dun, 'cause here I come. You know that song? I think that song's basically about a person informing another person that they're willing to be all that they are, not just by saying it, but by doing it, right? It's not an overly trying to prove itself. It's just like, get ready. Maybe something's coming towards you and you're supposed to ready yourself for it, right? Last month was allowing abundance. It's pretty cool. Okay. It may not be exactly in totality now, but it would be something that you're meant to ready yourself for. So what do you feel like? I don't know. Where you could prepare somewhere or make space for something to come in. Oh, you might get, maybe some of you get a new piece of furniture too. I almost forgot that one. Or like a friend helps you with something. Maybe something that usually, most people can do almost anything on their own, but it is so helpful when you have a helping hand, right? An extra set of hands. And also, what's your workspace like? Your desk, the flat surface that you use to create this. We'll leave it like that. Flat surfaces are something, and I saw one that was very clean, and it's almost like it was fully emptied off, not just things put up to get just underneath and then back down. It's like clearing a bit. Well, I guess this is the emphasis of clearing a space. I also hope you don't mind if you can hear it. Zumi is chewing a bone, and well, sometimes we have to be able to tune out certain things to be able to and keep focus, right? Not let the little tiny things distract us from what one is wanting to do or needing to do. Okay. Thanks, Zumi, for the message. She's such a good angel. Okay. Let's see what the heart of the matter is for you, Virgo. Oh, playfulness. Don't you need some of that? All right, let's see. It says, I am a playful participant in life, and I always have the option to make something a fun game rather than a heavy burden. Mary Poppins put sugar in the medicine for a reason. That lady really knows how to party. Right, most medicine is bitter, right? Most things that are good for you, really good for you to get to it, are a little bit bitter. You actually, as you are the healer and the constellations in the sky, you also rule in medical astrology. You actually rule all things that are bitter, like crab apples, etc. So interesting to think about. What foods do you like that are sour? I guess that's a stimulant, right? What do they call that? Like an aperitif almost, to have the fluids that are within you moving smoothly. Okay. So what's funny here is only one card showed itself fully, and it's the card of thinking. Such a very Virgo card. But what's interesting is this is on just one side of her. It's what this playfulness is like. Okay, I've right, there's logic, and then there's being a little looser. Let's see where this playfulness is going. Into gentleness. Aries had this card. Maybe Scorpio too. So this is gentle playfulness. I keep seeing where someone's shy, or it's hard for them to accept something. Maybe someone's been through something and it's hard to allow. And I guess wherever you have lightened your burdens will also be helpful for you to be more childlike at times, or to you're a pretty serious sign, right? Most of the time. Okay, I'd like to open up all your cards. Let's open the bottom first. Let's see what's holding this all together. So the ether, the card of magic, and this red diamond card, which Aries also had. I guess that's your inconjunct. So this is a good lesson for you, Virgo. 2 triangles, right? 2 triangles. Okay. So thinking about gentle magic, thoughts of gentle magic. What is this? It's like a soft creation, right? It's not a forcefulness, like I am trying to create, it's, I feel like creating right now. Do you know what I mean? Let's see what the top is. Somebody else had this too, Due Ex Machina, which I actually looked this up because I didn't know what it meant. And it has to do with like a situation or a character, usually in Greek storytelling, that's sort of like the difficult, it's kind of a difficult person, or again situation, that actually comes to resolve an additional, some sort of previous difficulty. How did you create when you were a kid? Like when you're really little, what did you like to do? Like, would you build castles in the sand? Would you draw pictures? If so, of what? Like, were there books that you used to like to read when you were little? What kind of games would you play, Virgo, when you were little? I see board games too. I know that's a lot of questions for you, but there's something about all these little pieces. If you put it together, it's like, here's a collage of you as a kid, which I guess is a big, I saw a rainbow bridge into you now. Scorpio talked about this a long time ago, tapping back into this more childlike place. Because, you know what, once you handle the practical, responsible, then you can be really playful and make space and time for that, because all the other things are handled, right? And the only reason why you really have to do that is because you pull Saturn's energy. So, Virgo, this makes you such a strong person to be able to be connected to Saturn in such a way where you're like, it's a deeper understanding of the pieces of what it takes to create. Okay. So we have unconscious thinking, these two cards together. Unconscious thinking, well, that's an odd place to try to know. Right? It's hard to understand that place. It's unconscious. We're unaware of it. Um, well, how can we, well, I guess the dream world is unconscious, right? Maybe some unconscious writing would be very helpful right now too. Like and maybe this is something where you can be a little playful, right? We're in Gemini time, which is about writing. Maybe there's something this could help you to figure out what you're trying to create, or I don't know, is there a story you need to write, or a poem that you'd like to share, or some plans for the future? But you really could use anything. And actually, I'm seeing the word triangle. Maybe you could even take something that's kind of abstract like that to start, right? It doesn't have to be like, in the future, I would like to create, again, all serious. It's kind of like, I see someone asking themselves a question like, how do I make this, how do I change one thing into another? And then you fill in the blanks. Just a second. Love you, baby. I feel like cranking them lately. It's okay. So, okay, if someone's being too stubborn, like they're like, what's the word? Like a blockhead? It's kind of like, the head is like a cube, right? It's too, again, it's too, there's a rigidity in the mind. I guess this is also a part of your unconscious that's also difficult for you, or it's something you've been working through. I guess you're doing a lot more unconscious work than you even may consciously be aware of, like be able to, but I guess the more that your thinking is gentle, right? There's more peace in you, right? Again, the little things around you, sounds, what have you, are not affecting you as much, right? It doesn't cause like a sharp, it's, you know, it's almost, it's not exactly like you have a protection bubble, but it's just, I guess it's more of allowing things to move through you or around you versus, maybe it is, yeah, more around you. And it's not bouncing off. It's not, again, like a defensive, like, oh, this is, I'm not going to let this annoy me. And it's conscious. It's unconsciously not being bothered. Okay. So I guess maybe pay attention, you'll start to realize more when things like that happen. Like, okay, you don't react to something, and it's not consciously, again, like, I'm not going to react because or I'm not going to, you know, it just happens. And then a little bit later you realize, or maybe a couple times after that, you're like, oh wait, that didn't even bother me. Huh. That's what sort of gives some sort of actual factual, that's what I see, actual factual connection to your advancement of unconscious, like, spiritual space. More the maybe even kind of a level of faith. Okay. If you have been trying something and for some reason you keep hitting a block, right? It's like, burp, burp, nope. It, you know, you're like, wait, this should be, I'm mixing this and this, it should make that, but it doesn't do it, then let's pick a card for that. Okay, thanks. Oh, this landed on the triangle. Oh, then it's time for you to do something. Think of what you need to do practically to prepare for to ready yourself for the coming seasons, because get ready, because here something comes, right? You're like prepping yourself. Depending on what season you're in, too, you're going to need different tools to deal with. Right, say you just begin something. This is like spring, right? And then you're in the midst of something. There's a lot of work putting into it. This is it's conscious. It's summer, right? Autumn is like sort of a taking away season, or putting things away. Again, like it becomes a little cooler because now there's more of a physical object that is an expression of what you're trying to create. And then winter is a season to see the level of patience within that, right? And if it sustains you throughout. It's also a time for coming up with new ideas. Specifically, right? Winter seasons. What newness do you want with something? Maybe some of you maybe it has been cold in some kind of way. And I see that becoming warmer. I'd like to see this block. I want to see what you can carve out of this, or what you can do with this, right? It's almost, this could be something that's offered to you also. Okay, that's a lot of cards. Okay, I know the world is messy. I know... I know you want to make such a difference in the world, and you do by cleaning up your own mess. You can go towards bigger things if you want to. You can dream big. But please don't take on the burden of... Again, if there's a lot of... Okay, your opposite, Pisces, talked about unconscious, like... mental, psychic bric-a-brac. It's people's duties to figure out how to clean up their own mess. Maybe that's just what karma is sometimes, right? I mean, we're all here to help one another, I believe, in some way or another. Even when it hurts, it's still helping. Because maybe we needed to cry those tears, or maybe we needed to, I don't know, hurt that part of our body so we rest, or what have you. You know what I mean? Be denied something to understand how to be humble, or be granted something beautiful to figure out how to be courageous and learn how to allow. Do you know what I mean? Who are the people in your life that you consider not difficult? Where if you had to be on a boat, who is on the boat, Virgo? Who is on the boat? I want you to think about that. Say a handful of people. You obviously, I would assume, is one of those, but if you could grab a handful of people, who would you grab to be on your boat? Right? Or in the middle of the desert, however, whether you want to be in the midst of all the water in the sea or without it. However you want to go. Pisces, Scorpio. Okay, I guess you have options here. I guess this is also faith and intimacy, or like a really deeper spiritual kind of space, like a deeper, more healthy connection to Neptune for you also. Let's read that. Can you hang on a second? What's your bookshelf look like? What books have you been reading lately? Neptune. Well, I guess let's see. Let me see how to describe this. Well, your ruler's Mercury, right? That's your mind, and I mean, so's the moon is the mind. But I guess you're supposed to be going kind of... It's not like you're not using Mercury correctly. It's that I guess you are supposed to go more into the moon, because this is, again, the mind and the emotions, right? Mercury is just the mind. So right now, Neptune, I suppose, would be an opposition. I feel like it's the opposition to the moon. Okay, so this is... I feel like this is part of the lesson. It says, this can produce strange moods and obsessions that make your life quite difficult if you take them at face value or too seriously, which therefore can create a perception of the world that is not terribly acute at this time. You could tend to want to see things as you want to see them rather than how they really are. It says this can make you sometimes weary of the world as it is and want to escape from it. It says the world is here so you can learn to handle it, not so that you can avoid it. And if you choose to disguise it, it will make it much more damaging to you, right? And as I suppose this could kind of deceive your own emotions sometimes, or make you like such a deep opening up in some other space that I guess this is why you have to know how you feel. Like put that in the right place so that, what is this? Well, you want people in your life that challenge you, right? Not just agree with you. I mean, they can agree. You don't want an always disagree, or mostly disagree, right? But people that challenge you, people that challenge each other. Because that would mean that the ego's in the right place, and then all folks grow, right? Okay. Let's see. Virgo, interesting, wherever we went there. Well, let's see about the diamond now. Okay. This is a Libra card to me. Um, Look how beautiful that insect is. It's almost Scorpio too. Um, how are your relationships changing right now? How would you like them to change? Um, is there a place where you can allow some people in your life that you love to clean up their own mess? And I see, how are you, since you care about it so much, I see, how are you making an example for the world through your actions? And is there any place where you're expecting a particular result? I don't feel as if most of you do things to receive things. That's not the point, right? Hold on. I guess it's just sort of stepping back. I do feel as if Pisces reading could be helpful. It's your opposite. It could help you. Yeah. Like, how far do you feel that your energy affects? Your effort, or and this has something to do with the farthest reaching place, whatever you believe that to be. And then also understanding, like, that this internal space also is part of that example, right? Just how you behave in your own body. I'll close like this. One time, I feel like I was alone when this came to me, but I was like, world peace. You know, I was like, how do you achieve world peace? And this is what I came up with. This is what I guess came up with. So I was like, okay, person's just like, all right, I'm here. Did we talk about this before? Hold on. It's like, okay, I'm here. Like, here I am. And then everybody has their comfort bubble, right? Wherever they go, they get their little... I got this thing. I'm going to mess up this beautiful spider web. The point of the story is, maybe world peace is just being really good with where you are, right? Making sure things are nice. Maybe putting some love and attention into the objects that are around you, appreciating those parts. I don't know, like picking up trash when you see it, you know, smiling at even a stranger, you know, being kind, things like that, being in a good mood, right? Maybe that's just all we can really do, in a way. And I mean, imagine if everybody did that, then every person's little self bubble, right? Well, I suppose world peace would just happen. We wouldn't have to correct anybody because we would be correcting ourselves. I love you, Virgo. Yes, you're so playful magic. You know, I guess that's the thing is, you know how sometimes you're just like, oh, I'm going to create, like, oh, I'm going to write, or oh, I'm going to draw, or oh, I'm going to, I don't know, like read cards, or whatever it is, go for a walk. But when you're just doing it with the heart of a child, there's so much magic that comes. I feel like there's so much unintentional magic in life. But I also believe there's also something where, like, how do I see this? How do I explain this? It's where if you so many people are purposely trying to manifest things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many videos there are on, like, manifestation or whatever, which it's cool. I was totally sorry. That was rude. People can do whatever they want. It's just, again, there's so much, the point is there's so much unintentional magic, and I feel like when people are doing things just because they love them and it feels good, it doesn't hurt anybody, it's just to be, to create, to exist, that usually has the strongest magic. Do you know what I mean? And that's probably why humans, the hermit has to come down off the mountain and go play with other people, because, yeah, because then the tribe grows, right? And again, it's a correct allocation of energy and responsibility. Does this make sense? You're almost done with some root chakra stuff too. Okay. So smile at be happy for where you have achieved. And again, maybe you just need to come down off the mountain and maybe that's where, get ready. Maybe your tribe's showing up. You know what I mean? In a different way or something like this. Be open to it. Yes. Okay. I love you, Virgo. I hope you have a great month. Yeah, and thank you for all your support. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sitting and being patient, wanting to learn and grow. Any of you also who have extended that desire to learn and grow, that want to learn and grow, and gone over to the garden of Patreon, thank you too. Thank you so much. There's really some wonderful folks over there. A little more intimate because it's smaller. But yeah, anyway, if you've been over there, thanks. And if you want to check it out, feel free. Talk to you next time. Peace.